Welcome to the Dove's Inner Beauty Podcast, where we foster emotional awareness one individual at a time. Leading the way is Demetria Nickens, a certified mental health first aid instructor and trauma recovery coach with over 2 decades of experience in fostering emotional awareness in others by engaging their mental health.
Curious about what the QPR Gateway Certificate is and why it's such a big deal? Join us for a lively chat with a mental health expert who will demystify this life-saving training. Welcome back, everyone. This is Garfield Bowen, co-host / producer, back in the studio with Demetria Nickens. Demetria, how you doing today?
Feeling good.
All right, I want you to break this down for us. What is the QPR Gateway Certificate?
Absolutely. So QPR is a suicide prevention training. So QPR actually stands for Question, Persuade, Refer. It is an hour-long certification that you can get to become what they call a gatekeeper and to really learn what it looks like to help someone when they've expressed any type of suicidal ideation, right? This idea of thoughts of suicide, this idea of having a plan of suicide, this idea of wanting to harm yourself by suicide. So QPR teaches you what are the things that you're going to say to someone if they approach you or say something that would indicate that, hey, I'm thinking about suicide. You know, what are the things that you can look for in people? What are those signs and symptoms? It's going to teach you what those looks like. What are some myths and facts about suicide? It's going to teach you those things. And it'll really give you this information to know how to handle it, to be able to just have a conversation with someone where it doesn't have to be awkward, right? If someone were to say something to you, you know exactly what to say back to them. And it's not, I'm going to shy away. Okay, I'm going to go that way, right? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to have this important conversation with you to help you save your life versus avoiding it altogether. QPR is really about saving lives, being able to help the next person if they express something to you that you feel like is a bit overwhelming. But suicide has just really touched a lot of lives, right? It's touched people's lives, whether a neighbor, a family member, a friend, a coworker, it touches lives. And so how can we be better family members, coworkers, neighbors to people by learning this 1 hour long certification to know what to say to someone that does express suicide or suicidal thoughts, ideations, anything to us about suicide.
How would you compare this to CPR? I mean, in terms of practicing, I know CPR, they use a dummy. Do we just like try this out on suspicious friends?
So during the training, that is actually something that you do. During that 1 hour training, there's a role play scenario at the end where 2 people can really practice it. Sit down and they have these practice scenarios. Someone comes up to you and says X, Y, or Z about suicide. What do you say next? Going through the Q, the P, and the R and how to have that conversation as a part of the training. I would compare it in that way. It's definitely shorter than a CPR, right? This is the 1 hour training versus CPR is definitely going to be a lot longer. It doesn't teach you as much things as a CPR would, but it definitely gives you some saving techniques when it comes to mental health concerns specifically related to suicide.
Does the QPR skills help you be more relaxed and calm? I know a lot of people probably panic and freaking out if someone thinking about taking their own life.
I think that's an individual thing. Part of the training does give you this idea of say, hey, you need to take stock in how you feel having this conversation, right? If you've never had to ask someone, are you thinking about killing yourself? If you've never said that out loud to anyone ever, saying it for the first time is going to be alarming, right? Just hearing me say it probably through this podcast is probably like, whoa, right? What did she just say? And so a lot of people have that feeling. And so it is normalized in the training to be able to say, hey, you know, this feeling is natural, is normal. A lot of people have it, but it also tells you the reasons why you need to work through that fear, right? The importance of being able to say, okay, I care about this person that is expressing suicide to me. I really need to try to work through this fear so that I can ask these questions, so that I can persuade them to not do this, so I can refer them to the right resource to get the help that they need. And that's what the QPR certification is all about.
I guess all of us need to be superheroes and get our QPR Gateway certification. Demetria, good stuff once again. Love it. You have a fantastic day. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Dove's Inner Beauty podcast, where we foster emotional awareness one individual at a time. For a complimentary consultation, visit dovesinnerbeauty.com or call 336-298-6599. That's 336-298-6599.